All right, we are flipped. I go take this opportunity to show you what I see in my rear view mirror. I can get over here far enough. See the view I've got down the back of that trailer? See that thing sticking out at the very back? Little skinny thing? That's a handle for a jack. There's one on the other side too. Ain't really crazy about that whole design. I don't know. I'm not sure the purpose of it. Anyway, when I'm looking back in my mirrors, that's what I'm looking at. Looking right down the side of the trailer and seeing all my straps and everything along that edge, making sure that everything's behaving itself, not moving around, not doing anything funky. This has been an exceptionally quiet, unmoving load. So I'm thrilled with it. I haven't had to fight with it at all. Which is a wonderful thing, not having to fight with it. I fought with that one yesterday quite a bit. Just while I'm stopped here, I might as well refill my coffee. That'd be a smarter move than doing it at 70. Well, this lady's just going to get out. I can control this. I'm going to get out here and she didn't look very happy with what she was seeing. Don't blame her, I'm not either, but I'm not in a hurry today, so I kind of don't care. I don't need all of my drive hours that I have available to me to get where I'm going. So I'm kind of in a good spot today for a change. As far as hours and driving and not rushing. I was hurrying the last couple of days. And I don't like having to do that. I'd rather proceed at a more leisurely pace. I mean, obviously I have to keep moving as well as I can to get these things delivered, but here, coffee refill. I don't care. I'll sit here for half an hour if they want me to. Well, I guess I don't have any choice, do I? Like, I can break free? I don't think so. Pretty much hemmed in. I noticed they're also sitting still over there on the side road, the ramp coming back in. So something's going on up there. Who knows? Somebody might have had a wreck or something. Try looking again. I don't know. It's not really showing anything. Try it on here. Okay. Not having much luck with this. My location, please. Why is this so hard to get? Here we go. Okay, yeah, now it's showing. Oh, it's a blockage clear across here. The whole bridge across is at a standstill. Be here for a while. So we're talking a mile or more of a traffic jam. it's not saying what the problem is. I mean, obviously it's under construction, but I've never hit a snag here before. Sometimes there'll be notations on here as to what's going on. But I don't see that in this instance. Oh, that truck behind me must have his lights on. I've seen something shining on the underside of this trailer back here. It's like, what? A lot of these trucks have their lights on, so must be what's going on. There's mud everywhere in here from me cleaning that off this morning. Oh my gosh, what a mess I made. There was mud on the trailer that had little pebbles in it, so I put on a rubber glove. If you missed that part of the episode, got dirt all over my Franken shirt and everything. It's gonna have to be bleached. This poor old shirt. It's the most comfortable shirt I own. It's also the ugliest by far. How's our clog going? Okay, it's almost back to this end of the bridge. That's kind of good because I don't like sitting on the bridge. I'm glad to be sitting back here instead of sitting up there on the bridge. I'm going to leave a gap in front of me so some of these people can merge in. So they don't have to sit over there all day either. Everybody should do that. If everybody leave a gap, then the next guy could go. And it wouldn't be such a cluster right here. He's going to let a whole bunch of them go. There you go, feller. All right, so looks like we're going to get across here after all. After only, what, a 40-minute stoppage. Could be worse. On I-44, the turnpike, I don't know if it's considered Turner Turnpike here or not, but I'm northeast of Tulsa, and I'm getting ready to get back out on the interstate if I can get through these trucks. This is kind of interesting. Not a great situation. This guy shouldn't be blocking the road up here on the right. He's actually in the traffic lane. But you know, people don't really pay that much attention to stuff sometimes, so I'm just gonna squeak in here between him and this parked truck. Let's see if I can't get back out here. I don't know, these truck drivers, some of them are in all fire to hurry. Wow, I don't know. So anyway, my trip continues. I'm still on my way to Missouri. I'm going to stop in Nevada, Missouri tonight. That's where I'm headed. I'm not that far out. According to my GPS, I am 116 miles from where I'm stopping for the night, which is good because I'm tired. It's 4:05, so that's a couple more hours. So 5, 6. I was hoping to stop by 5, but I got held up in traffic at Eufaula for 45 minutes, so that kind of shot that. So it's going to be 6. Got to go with the flow here. Nothing I can do about it. But I did stop and fueled up Fuel was $4.99 there. It was more than I wanted to pay for it, but I could get in there real easy with these super long trailers on. So it was one of those deals. It was a smart thing to do, I think. Logistically speaking, at least. Yeah, I could have held out and maybe got fuel cheaper, but not with these trailers on necessarily. But they had big truck lanes in there that I got to pull into. And I did a walk around and checked my straps and everything. I did find something on the bed of the trailer that kind of disturbs me a little. And I'll show you if I can do this. See that? I was laying on the trailer, the deck of the trailer, the bottom trailer. So whether it rattled loose out of some packaging or what, I don't know. But you can imagine if I hadn't found that and it would have bounced off that trailer and went through somebody's windshield, that would not be good. So once I saw that, I kind of did a double check of the whole trailer beds. Make sure I didn't have anything else like that laying loose on them, and I didn't. So I decided it was safe to go on. That's the kind of thing you do when you do a load check. I mean, I'm walking around, I'm touching each strap, I'm pulling on it, making sure it's still tight. But I'm also looking to see if anything looks odd, if there's anything out of place, anything that doesn't look right. And seeing that laying on the trailer deck definitely did not look right. So I'm glad I was able to catch that before it became a problem. As it is, it's not a problem. It's in my console now, and it can't hurt anybody out on the highway. So I'm in a little bit better of a mood than I was before. I actually had a little bit of a break. I stopped and got my snacks for tonight. So what I've been doing is I've not been eating during the day. Along with not eating grains, I've been also doing intermittent fasting. And I've kind of normally done that all my life anyway. I've not been a 3 meal a day person ever that I can recall. So what I've been doing is I've just been waiting until I stop at night to eat, or I'll wait until late afternoon. I mean, I ate in the afternoon yesterday and the day before because I stopped really late. Or maybe Monday I didn't. I think Monday I waited until I stopped, but it was real late at night. So I'm only eating once a day, really. And I'm not like just gorging on stuff. So yesterday was kind of unusual because I actually stopped and got egg bites and a Starbucks coffee. So I did actually eat twice yesterday, if you count that as a meal, and I did. I counted that as a meal. And then I had a snack at the hotel last night. I'm going to slow down a little because I can't get over. I've got a whole line of trucks. But this guy's stopped on the side of the road. Obviously, I'm going to have to go by him close. I don't have an option, so I'm going to slow down. Just make sure I don't wig out and hit him or something. Okay. I should have about maybe 35 or 40 miles left of Oklahoma, and then I'll get into Missouri. Once I get over by Joplin, I'll go north on I-49. I-49 is the road that I left last night when I turned off to go over to Paris, Texas. So if I had continued up I-49, this is where I would have come through. It was up here at Joplin. And who knows, I may decide to go back that way because I'll be coming back across with a load, depending on what kind of load it is, how heavy it is, all that. I may just run right down 49, down to I-40, and then over to Oklahoma City and down to Dallas. That'd be about as good as any of a way to go, unless I cut across here on the turnpike. No, the turnpike's getting so expensive, I kind of hate to run it for every trip. 'Cause I mean, they charge you by the axle, and on this trip I'm paying for 5 axles, 3 on the trailer and 2 on my truck. So it's going to be like a $10 bill or 20 just this on the turnpike today. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I may come back down the turnpike. Or I might find some other way to cut across. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. I don't think I'm all that worried about the rest of the week because I've only got this one load. It'll be Thursday afternoon when I pick that up, tomorrow afternoon. And the main thing is to get it back to Dallas before closing on Friday. Well, I don't know what their closing time is. And they have to be there for me to deliver it in Dallas because they have a little bitty lot and it has a big fence around it, so they do have to be there for me to make that delivery. I really don't want to sit under this load all weekend, so I'm going to see if I can get it there relatively early Friday. It's all going to depend on how much drive time I have left tomorrow, and then what kind of traffic I get into, I guess. So I'll sit down tonight and see if I can work out a plan and decide how much time it's going to take me to get it down there, so I won't have any surprises. At least I'll be able to figure out what my best plan of action will be. It may be that running every hour I have on the day tomorrow will be what I need to do, and I probably will. I'm not running 11 hours today. By the time I stop tonight, I will have run about 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. So, that's a pretty light day. But it's going to be an hour and a half just to deliver these, then another 2.5 to get over to pick up the other trailers. So that's what, 3.5, 4. That leaves me 7 once I pick those up before I hit my 11 hours. So it'll be 3 back, 3 forwards. I can get into Oklahoma. I get pretty far into Oklahoma probably before I have to stop tomorrow night. It'd be nice if I got as far as Paul's Valley, because there's a motel down there I stayed at I know I can get into. It wasn't bad. It was inexpensive, and I could get in there with a trailer, which I'll have a trailer on. I don't think I have any chance of making it home tomorrow night, so I'll probably stop somewhere out on I-35. And that'll give me a pretty straight shot into Dallas. And then once I drop it off in Dallas, then I can just cut and run and go home. And that'll be the end of my week. So that'll be good. I'm ready for it. I don't feel like I've been working all that hard. It's just, when I look at it on paper, I've been running steady for 3 days now. By the time I get it delivered, that last load delivered in Dallas, it'll be a 5-day, 5 days away from home, running every day. So I'll be ready. It did do me a world of good to take off last week. I'm really glad I did, even though I won't get a paycheck Monday because I didn't turn in any tickets last week. Didn't have any to turn in because I didn't work. So I won't get another paycheck now until a week from this next Monday. So about a week and a half, which is fine. I should be able to do everything I need to do between now and then, as things stand. So It's pretty in kind of a stormy sky kind of way today. It's kind of neat out. There's an old graveyard over on the right there. I don't think you can see it. It's farther. It's a big graveyard. It's very big. As far as scenery goes, the turnpike is about as boring as any other interstate to me. Mostly what you can see is the same thing you would see on an interstate around here. It's trees. You can see a little more because it's a little more open in places. You can see fields and some houses and things, but not a whole lot of scenery, at least this time of year. I mean, it's pretty, it's green. And that in itself is scenery, I think, but pretty similar to everything we've been looking at for the last, 3-4 days. Now this is the Afton Grove and Fairland exit. I don't know much at all about this part of the state. We're in far northeastern Oklahoma right now. I used to have somebody who lived in Grove, but it wasn't somebody I went and visited there. I just knew that they lived there, so. I will be extremely happy to get stopped tonight and just settle in and have a long evening instead of a short little bit of time and then getting up and going again. Typically when I stop at night, if I'm pushing things hard, I only stop for 10 or 11 hours. And that sounds like a long time, but it's really not. By the time you wind down from your day, you eat something, get your bath, do whatever else you need to do, and then try and get 8 hours of sleep. So it eats up that 10 hours pretty quick. Well, tonight I don't have to do that because I can't do anything until 8 in the morning anyway. There's no sense in me leaving any earlier than that because the place I'm delivering to won't open until after 9 or till 9. And I'll be an hour to an hour and a half away, which should be just about right. I don't like to show up just the minute they open the gates or sit and wait for them to open the gates. A lot of times I've done that, but I'd rather let them go in there and, get situated and get a cup of coffee and get woke up good before I come barreling up their driveway with a load of trailers they got to deal with. So I won't be leaving the motel in the morning till 8. And if I get there about 6, which is what it looks like, it'll be about 6 o'clock or between 6 and 6:30. Of course, that's 14 hours, so that's really good. That gives me 4 hours more than I normally would have to just relax and, try and get some rest. So I'm looking forward to that. Just putting my feet up, having a snack, watching TV, and then, doing all the other stuff, getting my bath and all that. So I definitely need a bath. After today, this is not one of those things I could extend it one day because I got really soaked with sweat and rain today, so I need a good scrub down. And these clothes need to go in the hamper because they are icky. But I'll get all that taken care of tonight and hopefully get to watch some TV, maybe work on my videos a little bit, do some editing. If I can upload something at the motel, that'd be good. If their internet is good enough that I can do that. That's less stuff that I have to upload from home, which means I can get my videos up sooner. So good morning, welcome to Woman at the Wheel, my YouTube channel. I'm Sue, and I've just got my pre-trip inspection done. I'm in Nevada, Missouri, and I'm getting ready to pull out and head up to Oak Grove, Missouri to deliver this short stack of trailers. And I went around and checked everything out on the truck and the trailer, so I'm all ready to go. So I'm going to take off here and I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, we're flipped around. This is where I stayed at. This is a really good motel. It's really cheap. It was like 70 bucks. And I think it's 70 before tax. I think it's like 69 before tax. It's America's Best Value Inn in Nevada, Missouri. And they have redone the rooms. At least the one I stayed in is everything's new in there. It's real clean. If you've been watching me at all, you know my my 3 aversions. Motel rooms are bugs, and filth. So if I can find a clean place, I'm always happy. And I've stayed here a couple times now. Both times it's been awesome. This is really tight. So I got a super long trailer back here. I'm just gonna make it. Okay, we're good. Head across the corner of that curb. Fortunately, it was a paved curb. So, not just dirt, not mud. Sometimes when you got a trailer this long, there's just not much you can do about missing a curb in tight spots. So I try not to get into tight spots. But that particular motel has awesome truck parking, which they actually rent out their truck parking. If you're not staying there, for a fee they'll let you stay in their truck lot. So I'm going to be heading north again on Interstate 49. It's about a little after 7 in the morning, May 26th, I want to say. I believe it's the 26th. It's Thursday. And I'll be glad to get this delivered. Now I'm going to head straight over to Wentzville, Missouri, which is about 3 hours east of where I'm delivering these. And I'll go pick up another little stack and take that to Dallas tomorrow. I'll probably make it down into Oklahoma tonight, I think. I sat and looked at it. I should have plenty of time to make it at least as far as Miami, Oklahoma. We will see. One thing for sure about my plans, they are always subject to change at any moment for just about any reason. So this load has been pulling real easy. It's about a 10 mile a gallon load, just slightly under 10 miles to the gallon. So that's very pleasing. I haven't had to spend too much money on it. I like filming this area because this is beautiful barn country. They have the prettiest barns up through here of just about any place else I've been. Well, Pennsylvania's got some gigantic beautiful barns, but these are normal sized beautiful barns. And it's a lot greener this time since the last time I was through here, I think. I'm pretty sure the last time I was through here when I was coming back the other way after my truck breaking down my truck broke down up here, actually, up by Kansas City. I was on my way to the same place I'm going today when my truck broke down. I was just headed there from the north side instead of the south side. And if you didn't see that, what happened then, it was my DEF module, DEF fluid module went out on it. So it took them over the weekend to repair it just because they had to have the part getting shipped in. So I sat in a motel for 4 days in Kansas while they took care of that for me. But the place that fixed it was awesome. It was, I can't even think of the name of it now, Victory Dodge in, what the heck was the name of that town? Been a while. Oh, it'll come to me, I'm sure. Maybe not. Anyway, it was in Kansas, southwest of Kansas City. So, since I can't seem to think of it, I probably, by the time you see this, I will have put the name up here on the screen so you know what I was talking about. But they did a really good job. They got me in without any wait at all on a Friday afternoon or a Friday morning. It's like 11 o'clock Friday morning. I went blazing into their service department, pulled up, jumped out of the truck, and said, "Can you help me?" And they did. So that was pretty great. They're good people. They went over and above. Okay, well, I'm trying to conserve video because my phone's getting a little bit full. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off after we pass this really pretty little red barn here, and I'll pick it back up where I deliver, and that should be a little more interesting, maybe seeing the delivery process. So we'll see you when we get there. Thanks for riding. Okay, got this load delivered. I'm going to turn around and you can get a good clear view of what it is actually I pulled up here. I'm unhooked from it now. Very nice young guy came out and did most of the hard work for me. He even helped me roll straps. That hardly ever happens. So I might have jammed myself in here. It's this load sticking out in the middle of the road here. This short stack. Try and squeeze out between these. I didn't leave myself much room. But anyway, that's what I brought up here. Have no idea what the next stack's going to look like. I'm hoping it'll be a little one. We'll only know when we know. I'm trying not to hit anything on either side of me. This is tight. It's not as tight as it looks. I got a foot either way. Okay, not so bad. Some of these places get pretty jammed up. I could have done a better job of straightening that out, probably. That's very similar to the trailer I just hauled in here. It was a long car hauler like that. That was a different brand than the one I brought, but basically the same trailer, just a different make. Okay, so I am on my way to Wentzville. Missouri. Pull over right here, get my address and plug it into the GPS. This is a dead-end little road here, so of course this guy's he's got plenty of room though. Wentzville. Come on, guy, I'm just sitting here. Oh, there's somebody else there, okay. Big Tex, Wentzville. What's my address? 2450. 2450. Avenue. That's as close as I'm going to get. Their address doesn't show up. This GPS kind of pisses me off. I can look stuff up on Google Maps, but I go to put in the address on my GPS and it's not in there. It's like, what the hell? All right, vehicle profile, car. Have to do that or it'll try and route me. Truck routes only. All right. So I feel quite free. I don't have anything dragging me down anymore. And this rain's been following me more or less for 2 weeks now. I'm getting really tired of rain. I was really happy that young man got out and helped me because I didn't have to stand out there and get completely soaked. He unhitched it while I ripped the straps off of it as quick as I could get them done. Okay, so I'm okay for fuel. I'll stop somewhere along the way. I'll need to put in some DEF fluid when I pick up these other trailers down a little bit. Yeah, this unending rain is starting to wear on me. It's starting to bring me down, man. It's just about depressing. Need a little sunshine. See, $4.94. I don't know if I want to pay that high. If I can get it cheaper, I might be able to get it cheaper down the road. I'm not hurting, so I may wish I'd done it. And I get down here and find out it's more expensive everywhere else, but I like to fuel up pretty close to where I pick up. When I pick up a stack, I like to have a full fuel tank. Minimizes the times I have to stop and fill up, especially on these shorter runs, where I might only have to fill up once before I get to where I'm taking it. By a shorter run, I mean under like 700 miles, basically. Okay, let's just get away from this guy. Guess I could run the speed limit instead of sitting over here and poking along. I don't like running next to those big FedEx doubles, or any doubles actually. I don't like them anywhere near me. I just get the hell away from him. I don't know why he's sitting over in the fast lane anyway. I guess that's probably got over for the exit back there maybe. I don't know how that goes. Sometimes you get over and you can't get back. But I'm not holding him up, that's for sure. I'm getting on down the road. So I got 183 miles to go to my next pickup. That's just under 3 hours on interstate. I should love it when I drop a trailer and can just take off. Something really great about it. Like, I'm free, I'm free. it's encouraging to me to meet nice young guys like this guy that helped me. A nice young man. He seems like a really good guy. Gives me hope for the future. You know, not all of the younger generation are a bunch of lazy butts that sit around playing computer games all day and don't want to work. There are a lot of young men out there, young women, that are willing to bust their butts and work hard and be polite and respectful and decent people, so don't give up. Every generation from us straight on back to the dawn of time, the elders have despaired over the upcoming new generations. You can read it when you read old Roman stuff. They spent a considerable amount of time lamenting about how terrible their young people were, how the new generation just didn't get it. You know, what was going to happen, how were they going to make it. That's one of the things I learned from being a cop, is that you can't just assume everybody's bad. You have to, you know, look at each person's actions and judge from that. That's the only way you can judge people, is by what they do. I mean, what they say can be misleading, what they, you know, whatever, but what they do will not lie to you. So actions don't lie. You know, somebody does all the right actions and has all the right attitudes, well then, but I'm impressed. I think he was a nice young guy. Handmade farmstead cheese. Looks to me like they're talking goat cheese. That looked like a goat, didn't it? I'm not sure about goat cheese, if I'd like that or not. I don't know if I've ever eaten it. I probably have and didn't know it. So I guess I probably would like it. I don't go out of my way to hunt it down and buy it, though. I don't know. I mean, I had a pet goat once upon a time. She was pretty neat. What she wasn't like a household pet to me, but she ended up being a household pet to the people who I gave her to later. She was a companion to a horse, and the horse died. And this goat stood out there crying and screaming for 2 or 3 days, and I finally found some people who had horses who wanted a goat for them. So she went to live with them, and she was really happy. I went to visit her a couple months after she went there, and I'd raised her from a baby. I'd raised her when she was little. She remembered me, but she didn't want to leave with me. She was happy where she was at. They had a walkout basement with a sliding patio door, and they would open that, and she'd just go in the house, hang out in their den with them. It was funny as hell. But she hung out with their horses, and then she'd come in the den and hang out with them. She had a good place. We were really lucky to find such good people to take her. You know, they understood her. Her name was Evie Bodkins. She was an awesome goat. When she was really little, she'd run over to me. I'd sit down on the grass and she'd come sit on my lap like a little dog or something. She'd curl up on my lap. When she got grown, it was a little more difficult than that. Then she decided she liked to butt me. So she didn't like to butt me and hit me. She would mock butt. So she'd act like she was going to butt me, and then she'd stop at the last minute and kind of, ha-ha, got you going, huh? She's a character. She's real sweet. Really liked her. So I don't know about goat cheese, but I guess as long as it doesn't taste like goat smell, it will be okay. Because goats do have a certain odor to them. Like all creatures, I'm sure. I mean, dogs do. Dogs can be pretty stinky. My dog can be pretty stinky. Whew. She gets pretty ripe. I got a guy sitting over here in the fast lane in my blind spot. I'm hoping he'll speed up and get around me because I want to pass his car. There he goes. What you got with? Oh, look at this. He's running down the road holding his cell phone up right in front of his face. That is amazing. Come on, kid, put your cell phone down and drive. You're gonna kill yourself and somebody else too. I'm sorry, but that's just a little over the top for me. And maybe put it away. +70 miles an hour down the interstate, holding your cell phone up, looking at it while you're driving. I don't know, guys. I mean, there's multitasking and then there's multitasking, but to multitask like that, you actually have to take your eyes off the road, which is where the problem is. And you can't really be doing that when you're driving and maintaining full control of your vehicle. It's not like performing some other task, where you can watch the road while you're doing it. Like my favorite multitasking trick in the truck, pouring a cup of coffee out of my thermos. The way station up here is closed. Got them on left and right sides of the road. Straighten out my camera there. I think it's straighter, I don't know. The horizon looks better anyway. I'm amazed at how many states don't really even open their way stations anymore. I mean, I guess some of them alternate between different stations in the state or something, where occasionally they've got one or the other open. And I'm not complaining, just so you know, just observing. Because I really don't like going into way stations, because if you go into the wrong one and they inspect you, you can come out with a ticket. And I really don't like that whole concept, so I'd rather stay the hell away from them. But I won't duck them, I won't dodge them. If they're there, I go through them. But I don't go out of my way to go into them. Though with most of them, it's no big deal. Now it looks crooked again. I don't know about this. I can't get that to suit me quite. Does that look better to y'all? I'm over all this gray, rainy business. I want to see some sunshine. Maybe I'll get my chance tomorrow in Dallas. It's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow there. So it's 61 here now. It was 57 when I was back there delivering the trailers, but it didn't feel that cool. I did put on my little raincoat so I wouldn't be soaking wet all day. I had enough of that yesterday. I got soaked yesterday morning and it took me all day to dry out. But I did get to start fresh this morning. I had a bath, a cup of coffee. Slept pretty good last night, really, which was nice after not sleeping so great the night before. So I kind of made up for that. If I could ever get a load real early in the morning out of that area down around Paris, Texas, I could probably deliver up here before they closed, because I think they close at 5. The problem is getting in there early enough to do it. So those trailer places don't open till 8, so it kind of eats up the whole day there. It took me an hour and a half to get the thing ready to go. And I was running later, so I didn't even get out of Paris till 10:30 yesterday morning. So there was no way to deliver it, but I wish that I had a stop that was closer, but still was as reasonably priced and had such great parking. That's kind of a rare thing to find a hotel that has really super good, nice, clean truck parking. Because a lot of them will say, well, we've got truck parking, but what they've got is they got a muddy lot out in the back that you'll just sink in or whatever if it rains. But this is all nice and gravelly and well taken care of. So I need to do some more hunting, see if I can find some other viable spots. What I'd like to have, and I don't know if there is such a thing, I'd like to have a map showing all of the truck parking, motels with truck parking, all of them. So I could just like pick one and go, oh, okay. You know, as long as they got decent reviews and don't have bed bugs, cockroaches, or general filth, then, you know, I'd be good to go. It's not that easy. So I guess the next best thing is, well, it might even be a better thing because you can actually see for yourself, but Google Earth. So you can actually look and see what kind of parking they've got. So I've got 2 places picked out for tonight. 2 possible stops. We'll see if I get that far. I may not. Depends on how it goes over here and what kind of load this is. I'm hoping it's just a couple of little utility trailers or something, but if it's a full stack of flats, it's going to be a different story. But if it's something I can tie together pretty quick and get out of there with, I can probably make it to Miami, Oklahoma, and I've got a Super 8 right at the end of the turnpike, where the turnpike turns off down through Muskogee. There's one there that has a big truck parking lot right beside it, and it got really good reviews. Most of the Super 8s are getting old and worn out and pretty shabby, but evidently this is one of them that they've been refurbishing, and so it's got good reviews. Didn't have any bug reports or anything nasty like that. I think the only criticism was it was kind of funny because one was from a truck driver that obviously did not pay to stay there, And he was saying, well, you know, they waited till I fell asleep out in the parking, and then they came out and woke me up and told me I had to leave because it was private property. And they didn't even have a sign up marking it. And then right behind that, there was another review from a trucker who had paid to stay there. And he says, this is a great place with great truck parking, but I wish they would tell these people that aren't guests to stop parking in the truck parking lot because they make it hard to get out of there. They jam the lot up. It's like, okay. Thought that was pretty funny. And some of these motels, I mean, if you're in a truck, if you just talk to them, they'll either give you permission to park there or they'll charge you a nominal fee to park there, which they, by all rights, they have the right to do. It's their property. So, you know, and I understand the problems trying to find a place to stop for the night. I do. I have that issue often. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta, sometimes the only thing you can do is pay a few bucks and get someplace safe. So, I mean, I'd rather pay somebody $10 to stay in their motel parking lot and know that they're kind of keeping an eye on things than to stay at a truck stop where God only knows what kind of people are running around in there between the lot lizards and the people looking to rob you or whatever. You know, and some of those truck stops can get pretty dangerous, pretty shady. I mean, truckers have been killed in their trucks when they let the wrong person in at night. So, yeah. Of course, I don't have that kind of issues anyway because I ain't letting anybody in anywhere, anytime. And, you know, lot lizards need not apply with me. And I'm not that kind of girl. Yuck. Didn't really intend for this video to take that turn. That's kind of disgusting thinking about it. But for those of you who don't know, a lot lizard is a prostitute who frequents truck stops. They're usually drug users, like a lot of prostitutes. You know, pretty sad people, really. We're not talking like high dollar New York call girls here. We're talking, you know, dirty drug addicts that'll crawl up in those trucks with those guys and, you know, for drug money. So yeah, it's hideous, terrible life. Now you know. What amazes me is I really don't see that many of them. I mean, every once in a while, but I don't usually hang out there after dark either. If I've got to be in a truck stop after dark, I'm usually on the car side. I don't even go over on the truck side if I can help it. I mean, if I end up having to stay at one or something. So yeah.